Hey, well, I was just telling Joe, I found a slight flaw on my first batch of cables.
Oh yeah.
They're crossovers.
I mean, just pin two and three.
Well, and the handshaking pins as well. So yeah, if you plug it into the DCE port, you get DTE, and if you plug it into the DTE port, you get DCE. So my reference was apparently backwards that I was using. I have new ones because I'm doing a new version for the SIO board to get the 5 volts out to pin 18 as well.
That's something that I've looked at probably 20 different web pages that describe DCE and DTE, and they never tell you if the connector is on a piece of equipment or on a computer. And then
So
when you ask Chat GTP and I've tried Codex, Chat GTP, and Claude, asked them the same question, and they seem to be a little bit
so
confused too.
So while I was double checking this the other day after I discovered the error of my ways, um, I went and pulled up a copy of the original RS-232 EIA spec or standard. So the first thing it says in the standard, which is quite interesting, is by definition, a female connector is DCE and a male connector is DTE. And then it defines the pins across the board and which direction they come from. So if you work from the EIA standard, you can see. Now, the 9-pin connector is not in the standard. That's something that IBM invented with the PC-AT, I think it is.
AT, yeah, was the
Yeah, with
AT
the
when they came out with
AT.
that.
So yeah, so even the earliest PCs had DB25s, and then I guess to save space, they went to a 9-pin.
They could put
Then
more
of
on a
course,
card. They didn't
yeah,
have to have like
right,
another
yeah,
card in the slot with just a
right.
cable jumping off into it. Yeah.
And then the other thing that IBM did, I think IBM did this first, is the DB25 for a parallel port. I don't think I've seen that
Uh,
before the IBMs either.
no. I think because I have a couple of really old well TRS-80 has a DB20. No, they had an edge connector. The
Yeah,
I have an Eagle computer,
yeah.
Eagle 2 or something, really
Okay.
old CPM computer that had the 25 pin. But now
Parallel.
whether it's standard,
Well,
well, it actually hasn't been turned on yet. If you know what I mean,
uh,
I have to search for reefer capacitors and stuff before I even
okay.
get there, and I got to crack it open. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The first parallel ports I ever saw were those big wide Centronics
Right.
cables, where it's got a
Hmm.
big
With
gap.
the clips
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
ends.
Wait,
Yeah, I
so you're
love
thinking
those
it
cables.
was Centronics on each end, then the printer
Right,
and
the
the
original ones,
okay,
yes.
yeah,
And
very
then
possible.
right,
Okay,
and then IBM came along because the Centronics connectors I still had early printers in the early 80s. That the first printers I bought in the early 80s were parallel and had the Centronics
yeah.
connector
And
on. Actually, the second printer I bought had that. The first printer I bought was serial only.
you
I
know
think it was
Yeah.
that would be a
SCSI stuff had the same
Yeah,
connectors.
yeah,
Had the
and
yeah.
same
then
They had
so
Centronics
yeah, so
50
when IBM
pin.
came along, you had the DB25 to Centronics connector cables, which were used for hooking up printers.
I think it's one of those things IEEE 1280 something.
Something.
There's actually a number
Yeah.
for the cable because I've come across them at some of the stores recently, some of the thrift stores,
Yeah.
and
If you
I
go
pick them up
digging
as
out there, there are actually standards for almost everything we do.
yeah, it's
And
1288 or
some people
something.
even comply with them.
I was
so
trying to
so
figure out why IBM chose to renumber all the pin numbers from the DB25 to the 9 when all they really had to do was move DTR to pin 1. And then like all the numbers would be the same.
Right.
But no,
Yeah.
they reversed transmit and receive,
Yeah.
which is always confusing.
yeah,
Yeah.
find
It's
that engineer and see if he's still getting a pension.
yeah.
So Peter put a post, and I said told him I'd repeat the post question. He's looking at building a Tarbell cassette clone, or not, essentially, right as close to original as possible. And
Okay.
he wanted first. I think he posted it to the group. So You guys can read it, but he wanted to see if there was any interest. I'd have an interest in getting aboard and building one out. Then he also asked, and I'd have an interest in this as well. Do any of you guys who've been doing KiCad have a S100 template, like something like essentially, the bottom fingers and
Just download one of John's
Right.
boards and erase all the chips you don't want to use.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation as well. Just go
Okay.
on
Yeah.
to
I
S100
just
computer
uploaded
site.
one. I just put in the chat that I've been working on.
Oh, again, I figure if every single one of you are downloading John's and wiping it out, I figure it was just easier to ask one of you, can I have one of the ones you wiped out? But
I changed
ahead,
my.
Patrick.
I think I started there, but I got rid of all the IEEE stuff and put everything back to Altair / S100 names and
Oh, cool.
all that stuff. But
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
so I got to download that one because I'm
There you
still
go.
using
Thank you,
that.
Patrick.
but it's like I said, it's a work in progress. I haven't I've been working on like a template,
Yeah.
for me to use, and this is what I got so far. And I've been experimenting with the bus part of KiCad and.
Great. Thanks, Tim, by the way.
Yeah,
I see
I
that.
just posted that case extension. It was actually in, I think that's the one I used in printables. Yeah, that looks like the one I used.
Yeah, the template I got a couple years ago when I first started trying to do this stuff was one of somebody made from John's boards, but it has all that IEEE stuff in it, so I think that's what I sent to you, Patrick, initially.
Yeah, and then I'm sure I just removed it and changed it all, and
Yeah.
Just trying to get copies of it because if I don't grab them now, the files you won't be able to get into chat till later on. I can see the links.
Yeah, I think that's the one I used.
That's fine. Again, I'll look at it and.
But yeah,
see.
I mean, the case extension makes a huge difference when it comes to routing all the cables in the back. And then you do like I did and just say, well, I'll take their back plate and I'll modify it. I think that one might actually use the the one that comes with it for the back plate. Anyway, somewhere around I've got the so say, Todd, what did you use for rack mount slides?
I found some drawer slides.
Oh, okay. So they're not real rack mount slides.
No, I kind of had to do some
Okay.
machining, a little bit of work to get some mounts to work on the
Yeah.
thing. So they don't actually mount on the rack. I had to mount them
okay.
separately behind there. It was a
I've
bit of
got-
a project.
That's
The problem
sad.
was that the chassis is
these
just wide
slides.
enough that you can't get a half-inch wide rack rail in there.
Right. That's
Trying to
unfortunate.
get something thin enough that was still a full extension, but it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I've been seriously thinking about starting to rack mount some of my systems and
This is what I'm using, Nave Point
yeah.
rack mount slide.
Oh, it's a shelf. It's a sliding shelf.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I like the shelves. I've
that's
used
what I
those at
did in
work.
mine too.
Okay.
It works really well.
Yeah.
Here's another one that the floppies for the turnkey are on.
Yeah.
Right.
But I bought a half a dozen of these at one time, and they're only like $15 or maybe $20 each. So they're a lot cheaper than.
Yeah. Just say the expensive part is the cabinet. I've been looking at cabinets and god damn the price of those things.
Yeah, my floppies I ended up putting on a rigid shelf down there because I didn't have enough space in the rack to dedicate one U to a slide out drawer.
Yeah.
So they're just fixed rigid.
Yeah, Tim, I think you just got to keep looking at like Facebook Marketplace, and you got to look for somebody who doesn't just need somebody to come and pick it up and get out of their house because their wife's.
Yeah, but I don't have a truck to go.
That's Home Depot or
I know
U-Haul.
Yeah, and if I bring a full height cabinet, and I might get yelled at.
Oh,
you can do
Mine's on
it.
wheels, so I consider it portable. I can roll it around wherever I want to.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I got. I have a 19-inch I made myself out of out of red oak. It's all red
Nice.
oak. Even where you bolt the rack parts into is red oak thing with all the little holes in it, and that. And it's on wheels, and you can wheel it around, and it's modular. So I can right now I have it as two sections high, but I have a third section I could put on there, pop on. I originally built it for my music equipment when I had a whole bunch of, synth modules, but I've gotten rid of most of my synth modules.
Oh well.
Did anybody here look at that last video I posted about doing the assembly language with that simulator?
I started watching it, and I'm going to give you a little piece of feedback. The music drove me nuts.
Well, yeah, just mute the music.
Yeah, it was, the music was getting to me after about 5 minutes.
Yeah. But that program, it's a guy, I'm pretty sure he was in the UK. He wrote a simulator so you can see the registers and stuff changing as the program runs, and you can single step through it or just
Right.
run, and you can change the speed also. So I thought that was a pretty cool little program. It's not too expensive. It was like $50 or something. I haven't bought it yet. I'm still using the demo version.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of handy for, looking at what's going on when you're trying to put assembly instructions together.
So
Yeah.
we'll
Mike,
make sure to edit that
Mike,
bit
I
out
got a
before
quick question
post
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
I uploaded a picture of a Heath kit. Is that the same thing that's over your left shoulder?
Yeah. H89.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is an H. I was
Do those have an S100 slot in them? Or are they?
No.
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 Okay.
No,
There's a guy local selling one of those. And I thought it looked kind of cute.
CPM.
Yeah, it's a nice little Z80 machine. Well,
Right.
actually,
It's a
it's
cool
an H-DOS
machine.
machine.
Is
but
it?
It's very common to have a mod that allows CPM.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it can do HDOS or CPM. HDOS is pretty powerful on its own.
And you can use it as a terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the H19 in college. I built that, and it looks exactly like that. Which is
Okay.
why I bought the H89. It was like, it's sort of like my terminal I built in college.
Okay. I mean, he's asking like $600.
Oh wow.
But he's been listing it for, I don't know, 6 months.
Now, that's kind of high for one of those. I paid too much for mine too because look at this, and I've been buying Altair stuff, so it didn't seem that expensive. Then you look a little bit longer, and you realize, well, heck, you can get one of these for $150 if you look long enough, and it's not bad,
I would
that's
say
what I was thinking of offering like $100, but
I would say
I don't even know if it works.
Patrick, watch shopgoodwill.com. Those things pop up on there for $50 every once in a while.
Yeah.
I've got two of the terminals, the H19 terminals.
Okay.
They work pretty good. And the only difference between this and the 89 is there's one board, the CPU board is added to it.
Yeah, it's literally the H89 talks to the H19 terminal board in there.
Yeah.
It's not some separate design. It's got the terminal in it.
The only bad thing about it is, if I remember correctly, it uses hard sector disks like North Star.
They had soft sector later, but yeah, the original is 10 hard sector.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll send them a message.
Most of those systems don't usually have S100 slots in them.
I didn't think so.
There is a Zenith Z100 series that I think is like half height or something. It doesn't have the monitor built in, but I think they had a S100 few S100 slots in it.
Okay.
I think it also could boot a version of DOS as well. It had another 2 processors or some. I looked at a lot of that stuff because there's a Zenith that's very similar to this. Isn't there?
Exactly same thing.
Yeah, that's Zenith and
Mine
Heath.
actually says Heathkit on it. That one looks like it says Zenith on it, right?
I didn't look that closely. I'd have to look.
No, that says Heathkit too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Heathkit.
There was a Z89 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is one that says Zenith that looked the same thing. They kind of did it together. But
Well,
there's like a Zenith 100 series or something.
Yeah,
Z100.
Yeah, the Z100. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have one in the pile.
There's
So.
also an H8.
Yeah, that's the original with their own bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's. There's actually I think one up on eBay in H8. I forgot what the amount
Those are
he
still
they
going for a
wanted.
lot. I kind of wanted to get one, but they just
Yeah,
they're
it's
Altair kind
pricey.
of prices almost. Not quite as bad, but way over
Yeah.
$1,000.
There's a H8 posting for $1,700 on eBay right now,
Not
but it's
now or an auction?
complete with a monitor and a printer, and the original documentation.
Is that an auction or a buy it now?
It's 1,600 for buy it now, 12 yeah,
Oh, yeah.
$12.99 for an auction.
Huh, I've never seen them that cheap.
Yeah, I look at it, it looks really nice.
Which
There
terminal?
was also an H11, which was based on the LSI 11, if I remember.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
posted a link to the auction.
Because I haven't seen these go for cheap. Oh wow.
Yeah, I looked at that and went, "Ooh, that's." I don't
It's a
want
nice
to spend that
setup.
much money, but that's actually not bad for all of that.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like an H19 terminal, right?
Right, looks
Yeah.
like an H19
Yeah.
terminal, an H8, and the printer and the documentation.
He's got some modern boards in there. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's all a repro.
Yeah, I doubt that it's. Well, can you build one today from modern boards?
I don't know about the chassis and all, but that's beautiful condition.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
compact flash cards in there.
Right,
Right.
that's the one of Norby's boards.
Yeah.
There's a very active user group for it with a lot of supporting hardware, kind of like in the Altair world.
Hey, it comes with Cobol 80.
Oh, then it's a definite buy.
Sold.
I love writing in COBOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds sort of legit. Either that or it's a con artist that's got the story down.
Yeah.
Because he mentions Norby's dual compact flash drives.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a Z80 instead of the 8080.
He's actually just selling the picture.
There you go.
You read the fine print.
Yeah, you got to watch
Nice.
that. There was an ad one time I saw. The guy had a picture of a computer on there. Wanted like $2,000 for like an Altair or something like that, and all it was a picture of an ad for the thing.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh, well.
sold. It's the sad thing is it's sold.
Yeah.
You can usually argue that unless he has it really
Oh
written
yeah,
down.
I'm sure the guy got his money back, but still, there's so many scams online nowadays.
Ain't
Yeah.
that the truth?
But yeah, I haven't done much with my H89. Once I got it working, and there was already a tool sort of like PC to flop that was out there in that user group. So I was able to get it up and running with HDOS and CPM without having my own boot disk. Now I have disks for it. It's got one of those Wanco drives with a really large door on it. I kind of like that drive.
Yeah.
When I got, who else? I guess what, Y Data or somebody else bought them later. It's the same drive, but I just boot it every now and then, but I haven't done much with it.
Your virtual sector would work in that virtual sector for that or not, or because
I've
it's the
tested
belt
it on
driven,
the
you're not
outside external drive. I think a number of people have bought them. But I think there's some issues if you swap a disk before it really deselects, it doesn't know you've done it or something. I don't know the details, but yeah, people have done it. And I just hooked it to the outside to make sure HDOS and CPM are both happy with it. And they both seem to work.
Cool.
So that's the unique hard sector, is that it has no hard sector registers. And when I did my Altair floppy disk drive Redux video where I made my own board, I followed their same logic. I didn't do it the way they did it, but rather than it's very hard to have a sector register. It has to go up every time a hole comes by, but then when the index hole comes by between two sector registers, that one shouldn't increment your sector register. It should reset it to 0. So, there's one shots, or Northstar did it properly, with sequential counters and all instead of one shots to separate that sector out or that index pulse from the sector pulses. But The hard part with the VSG is that it has to know where that index is so that it can generate the pulses properly. Otherwise, the index register on your board is out of sync with what I'm generating. And that timing can be pretty critical. And it was different depending on North Star did it or how Altair did it. And so that's why there's a few things that had to be dealt with. But Heathkit has no sector register. Instead, an index hole comes in and it just reads the sector. And at the start of the sector is metadata, just like on a soft sector disk that says, here's what sector I am. Is it the right sector? Okay, then I've got it. So in other words, if you're searching for sector 3, you'd be reading and reading and reading. And because you have to wait for it to rotate under the head anyway, right? I mean, so by the time you've read 3, you go, hey, I've got it. And then you give it to the operating system. So it didn't actually have a physical sector register, it read it off a disk. But of course, that disk would never work until it was formatted. So it's kind of a hybrid between soft sector and hard sector. It's just that instead of using missing clock detection and a chip like the 1771 to detect a sector mark or a sector ID, you actually use the hole. So the hole says, go read the sector ID. What it could not do, though, is read the sector ID and turn around and then write the same sector. So that's where you had to read the sector before it. So find n-1. When you got it, then you wrote n.
Gotcha.
But that's just software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting seeing how people solved problems before there were standards.
Yeah.
Because you see some really creative stuff getting done. Yeah. And then once a standard comes out, there's no more creativity.
Right.
It's just replicate it. But the products that are built before standards, some of the most interesting solutions.
Well, you see a lot of that where, to me, vacuum tubes were always like a ridiculous solution for electronics. But because it was the first thing figured out, because, hey, let's do these experiments in a vacuum. Oh, wow, look what happens in a vacuum.
Right.
Then it became the basis of electronics. And once it was standardized, it's very hard to change that. And so it had a life way beyond what it really should have. Did it slow down the invention of the transistor or some other switching mechanism? I don't know. But now, to me, the vacuum tube is, well, sort of like the internal combustion engine. They always talk about somebody from the future or another planet comes and why are you using this thing with 10,000 moving parts and it has to have oil and it overheats and it's explosions and you've got this other motor? What on earth? Well, it's infrastructure. You got everything is built around it. Industries are built around it. Distribution's built around it. I mean, it's hard to undo, even if it's not the best way. You don't just turn it off. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that way. To me, vacuum tubes were one of them. That it's really odd that we can made so much electronics out of such a beastly device.
It's amazing what they do with them.
And then you can go watch what's the guy in Texas, Usagi, the Usagi channel. Yeah, his stuff, and he's building modern vacuum tube computers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched his stuff, Mike, but
I've seen it. I was on a panel with him last summer.
Oh,
DCF Midwest or Southwest, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
his
nice guy.
stuff's pretty interesting.
I don't know how he has time to do all that. I guess that's his job.
It might be at this point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess if the channel gets big enough, you can do that. I don't know. I don't know how that.
Yeah.
I'm like Patrick. I got 49 things I can go work on, but I work on a half of one a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Right?
Oh, Patrick?
Yeah.
Do you have a parts list for this board yet, so I can start sourcing some parts?
Yeah, I think I'm done with it.
Okay.
I'll email it to you.
Okay, because that way I can start sourcing parts.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah.
Isn't it on that picture?
Well, you might want to hold off. I've already decided to change one chip. like Mauser doesn't have it, but they have another one that's equivalent.
Okay.
But one's so there's going to be a couple changes.
Okay, I'll hold off.
I don't even know if the board's going to work.
Well,
so once I get it working, or once I can get it working, I can send you the list.
Okay.
Patrick, on that,
Yeah.
you got that 6502 on there. Can't you make a board work the same way with a newer UART?
No.
No.
Then it would have to be initialized and all that stuff.
Well, there's like 10 different manufacturers of that part.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. You can find them.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole point is to make it work just like an SIO board, so it becomes a viable replacement for people who want to play with an SIO in their Altair clone.
I mean, I'm assuming with some one shots or something, you might be able to get a 6850 to do something, but it's just when you power it on, just configure it, do a reset and.
Yeah, but the status register is still wrong.
Oh yeah. Well, then you'd have to wire. This one has all the jumpers on it, and you can make it active high, active low, all the signals, and put whatever
I'm looking
bit you
forward
want
to it.
wherever you want. And
I'm really looking forward. There's at least 2 of these going in my 8800C.
There you are.
yeah, I don't know, Mike, if you saw the picture of the board in the chat.
Right at the start of the chat.
I don't have that. It must not have filled me back in. I got here late.
Oh, those lumpies.
It should be at the top of the chat. That's the first.
Yeah, he may not get it if he wasn't here. I don't know how.
I have the link to your binaries. That's the first thing.
Oh wow! So the chat only starts filling out for you when you join. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy.
Another Zoom anomaly to keep.
But it'll be on. I'm
just going to put it in there again.
Yeah, just post it again.
It'll be on my Zoom website too, because I'll have a link to it on there.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think I saw this last week.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if the layout will change it probably will.
Yeah.
But those 6 jumpers in the middle, that'll set whether you're active high, active low.
What's the difference between the dip socket and the pins above it? Because it looks like they're doing the same thing.
Well, I did the dip because that's the same layout as the IO4.
Right.
And I didn't want to necessarily have to have a header, with wires and stuff.
Right.
So the one at the top, it'll take jumpers, and if you just jumper the way it's laid out, it'll be an SIO.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can use, I thought I have some little like wire.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just do it with wires instead of those headers.
Okay. So it's 2 ways of doing the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you inverting? What's the 366?
That's doing the inverting.
It has both in it? Inverting and non-inverting, or?
No, I think it has all inverting. And that's what I'm going to change, because this is a 6. This will invert 6, and I forgot the 240.
Because on the IO4, you put in a 367 or a 368.
Right.
Are you having to put in 2 different chips, or are you actually inverting with jumpers somehow?
No, the IO4 way of doing it's really nice because you just switch chips to invert or not invert.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that. And I think I'm going to change it to something other than a 366.
Right, so you have to have some non-inverting buffers here too. That's what I was wondering. Is the 366 half and half?
No. The non-inverting just comes straight off the UART.
Oh, okay.
That's not your bus driver?
I'm sorry?
That's not your bus driver?
No.
Okay.
So basically, if you do non-inverting, the jumper just takes it straight from the UART to the pins.
Right.
All right, so that could just be a 7404 for that matter then.
That's what I have in my notes to change it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, because on the IO4, it's the actual bus driver.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have like half a dozen of each of those for when I mess with my IO4.
All right, guys, I got to go. I'll see y'all later.
Right.
Take care, Terry.
All righty.
Hey, Terry.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good work, Patrick.
Really liking. Yeah, I can plug my cassette interface board directly into it. That's really nice.
Yeah. Patrick, were you working on a front panel board as well?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just wondering. No pressure.
Oh no, here send that one up too. Confidence is much lower on that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's maybe a little more out of your you've done things with the serial before. This is a little different.
Well, and I put down the power and stuff, and then I used it on auto router to do the rest of it because I was tired after doing the other one.
Yeah.
Just to see if it works. But
Yeah, I haven't been able to get auto route to work in KiCad since I hit the update to 10 the other day.
well, yeah, and work it's terrible.
Yeah, but I was using it in 9, and then I went, oh, I got an upgrade to KiCad. I'll put it in there, and suddenly none of the extensions were loaded. And when I loaded the auto route extension, it said, oh, your Java's all messed up. And I went, oh, I'm not going down there again.
Oh gosh.
You got the wrong JRE. You haven't got the version I want. You've got 14 other versions. Yeah. Okay.
3D. Gotta love it.
Yep. Oh, SolidWorks. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at your tape transport,
Yeah.
Gizmo and SolidWorks, and it's got like, each part is like maybe 5 or 6 polygons. And when I go to SolidWorks and import it and say convert it to a SolidWorks part,
Mhm.
then it's got like 1 billion polygons.
Yeah. Yeah. Onshape has its own way of doing things. All I can say is it works. And
Yeah,
it pushes out STL files directly, which is really nice.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's for hobby 3D printers and that.
Right.
Yeah.
Onshape's pretty nice. I mean, I'm really liking it for 3D design. It's once you get head wrapped around how it works.